Do you guys have, like, I know your audience is pretty wide. You named people from government officials, investors, game makers. There's probably streamers, and I'm sure the gamers themselves and the teams of gaming and everything like that. What if you had to narrow it down a little bit? What games do you think these people that are coming to the convention, the GNT convention, are most interested in? Is it like PC games? Is it console games? And if so, which titles and which games would you say?
Well, Ryan, with the insights that we have, the feedback that we received, we're not attracting one set of people. So we'll have a wider set of people. There'll be console-based games, also people who are just interested in casual games, some who are interested in role-playing games. So we can't put a finger on it as one kind of game. We're going to approach the wider audience over here. So they're going to be people who are interested in NPC in games, and probably multiple player games, or probably first player based games. So it's going to attract everyone. There's going to be something for everyone over here. We don't want to narrow it down. We're talking about the entire gaming industry. So it's
Sure.
open for everyone.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely understand that. I guess I was just wondering if there's maybe like like people that are coming to the convention, or people in that community that are asking, say, oh, will this League of Legends streamer be there, or will this Pokemon streamer or game maker will be there? I didn't know if there was any of that sort of feedback that you found.
Well, at the moment, it's still a little early to say. Well, we will definitely, we are exploring with them and checking with them on their availability, and we'd love to have them also on board. At the moment, I think it's a little too early to say if they would join us, but certainly I think probably by the end of this month, we'll probably have a more definite answer on whether they'll be able to join us or not. But we'll definitely want to have them as well.
We are in talks with 4 streamers that operate out of India. We can't share their names just yet, but there is going to definitely be that aspect to the convention as well. But an interesting insight that we've learned in our research is that American esports, like NFL and basketball games, are incredibly popular in India and growing very quickly.
Okay.
And we've seen that interest in esports has actually piqued an interest in the sports themselves. So a lot of television views of American football, basketball, baseball are increasing in India. And I think that's quite an interesting insight, and something that we're going to try and accommodate at the convention as well.
That's pretty interesting. I actually never really thought of that. It's funny. I had a neighbor that was from, I believe, Venezuela, and he had no clue what American football was. He would watch it, but he didn't understand the rules, things like that. So we were like taking our time explaining him, the rules, and we sat down. We watched Philadelphia Eagles. That's my team. Philadelphia, go Birds. But we explained all the rules. But I'm sure the games actually are the best way to learn, right? Like if you gave someone Madden, they're going to know better how to play football after that game, right? That's pretty interesting. I guess, yeah, that's going forward. Like, that's going to be a different, I guess you've kind of touched on that too, but like, users are going to have more input into the games, and you're going to take something away from these games more than any time before. People are learning and interacting, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, as you pointed out, like, it seems like more people, like, games are casting a wider net. They're getting a wider audience, and I think that's because a lot of games are becoming educational, and education is becoming gamified in so many ways, and I think that's incredibly exciting. If you think of a game with a historical storyline, like something that is set in the Cold War era, something that is set in the medieval era, if the games are committed to being historically accurate, which we're seeing more and more are, that is a source of knowledge, and and learning about the world and history. And it's just a testament to how exciting the industry is and what's coming out and what's being developed today.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, something like I remember when I was playing like Assassin's Creed, that made me want to, learn more about, at that time it was him in Rome, or that whole era. So it gets you into whatever world you're diving into. So I absolutely agree. It's pretty cool, and it's definitely growing 100%. Other than that, I guess for you guys personally, are there something, whether it is a game that you're playing right now or something that you're most excited about? For example, is there some game that you're playing and something going on at the convention that you're gonna be like, oh, I can't wait for it myself?
Well, James, do you want to answer?
Yeah, I mean, if I have to talk from a totally like from a personal perspective, I love racing games, and I think that the technology that's being developed in terms of virtual reality and controls, where it's the operations of the car itself, I think that those were very rudimentary back in the day, but that's getting a lot more exciting, and I would love to see some demos at the convention, and we're working on that as well to get this kind of tech there so that people can try it out. It's another advantage of hosting an in-person convention, is that people can use the technology themselves. So, I mean, if I'm just talking like from a selfish perspective, I would love to get like to get those like racing controllers in, maybe connected to a VR headset. I actually recently saw this very cool game connected to VR where you could play the most famous golf courses around the world. And yeah, so they'd like developed this control that's like sort of like this weighted handle. And if you think about something like golf, it's quite exclusionary in terms of the pricing and
Sure.
the and the
Time
time
commitment.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, time commitment, and then also like the environmental damage of golf courses. I think that that would be really cool to get some demonstrations on that sort of tech. So yeah, that like kind of augmented reality where we like taking something real. Like I'm pretty confident that I'll never have the opportunity to play at Augusta golf course in my life, but virtually that's becoming a possibility. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's spot on what you just said. And I mean, for me personally, like I could see that being a reality in so many different sports or pastimes, whether it's, you know, surfing, skateboarding, climbing, like going to these crazy spots, having them be that real. It's only getting more real, like you said, with VR. And that's interesting with the controller being weighted and kind of simulating that experience even more. What about you, Ruark? What would you have to say?
Well, James took what I was going to say. I'm an F1 fan, Formula One racing.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm interested in racing games, and I'm also quite excited to see how what's new, the experience of it. Also, I think when it comes to role playing games as well, I'm quite interested in seeing how that also what's new. How is that going to merge with all of this new tech that we have, and I'm very excited about metaverse. It kind of what I read, what I research about it so far, I think that it's going to just blow our minds away. I'm quite excited to see how that takes up shape.
And is there any examples of the metaverse games right now? Like I'm not too familiar with that personally. Is there anything now that users are doing in the so-called metaverse, or is that kind of like future?
It's quite futuristic right now. It's still being worked upon. With the whole, I think the difference comes in the experience, and I think the player themselves can add on the whole gameplay. They could change the gameplay. They could contribute to the entire gameplay. So that I'm quite looking forward to how that works. So, but right now
Okay.
it's pretty much in its nascent stage, and we get to see how it changes everything.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah, I think that pretty much takes me through all of my questions. Is there anything you guys, any other topics you want to touch on, or anything, if there's one thing the reader or the viewer takes away from this content is, well, if there's one thing you want to leave them with, let me know.
So one thing I would like to just say on the convention front is that, you can go and do the research yourself. It's very exciting. Learn about the new games, learn about the new tech. We obviously encourage that, but we've done the legwork, we've done the research, we spend our days speaking to companies, we're on the phone, seeing what's coming out there, what's the new tech being developed, what does the future of gaming look like, and we're compiling all that into 3 days of workshops, conferences, exhibition, and it's all going to be there for you. So we encourage people to come and immerse themselves in that world and make your voice heard. Join the convention and tell these developers and tell the publishers and tell everyone, this is what we want. This is what the players want the future to be. And I think that that's a really rare opportunity to be part of shaping your passion. So yeah, I would encourage everyone to join us in India in September.
Very cool. And how does one, if someone's on this video interview and wants to immediately sign up for the convention after hearing this or reading about it, what would you advise them to do?
Ruark, you go ahead. It's your show.
So they could reach out to us on our website. That's nascent.com/GNT. They could reach out to us through our social media handles as well. We have a full registration page that's ready, so they can reach out to us via email as well. But the best would be via our website. All the information, everything is available on our website.
Awesome. And is there an admission fee, or is it a free convention? How does that work?
There is a registration fee, depending on what your interests are, how you'd like to participate. There is a registration fee.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Well, yeah, I appreciate it, guys. It was great to talk to South African and Indian person in the same call. I think that was a good takeaway. And again, I'm excited to show this to our users and connect more people worldwide. I think again, it's all about driving community with interviews like this. So I think that was a good thing to leave people on.
Great. Thanks so much, Ryan. Really appreciate you getting together with us. Yeah, I've enjoyed this.
Thank you, Ryan.
Absolutely.
Thank you, James.
Thanks, Rob.
Bye.